Hello, everyone. So, welcome to another episode with me and my partner in crime, Sangeeta. Hey, hey.
Hi guys.
And today this topic is kind of confusing because some depends on where you are. If you are, for example, in the Indonesian group, maybe you see the title as the installment plan. If you are in India, maybe you see the title that Sangeeta promoted was like what, having ease with money. So.
But I also promoted the installment plan again.
Yeah, so we just want to confuse you, okay? So, so just now I was saying that now those that are here are probably people with money problem. That's why they are here. And those that are not here, because they are in denial. They don't want change. That's just my point of view. Okay, so today the topic is the installment plan or payment plan that you love, and also the debt that you love. Okay, so Sangeeta added the title death. So what do you mean, Sangeeta?
So how many of us take a debt and then our whole life is we just almost kill ourselves paying that back because debt literally sounds like death. So everything that is, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? And interestingly, it can be like even the debts on your credit card. So which is why Gary says, don't call it a debt, call it a past expenditure. Because when you say debt, it's D-E-B-T, debt. It sounds like death, and even words have energy. And so how much are you dying for the debts that you have been choosing? Everything that is, can you please destroy and uncreate it all?
Right, online shows, boys and beyonds.
Yeah, even whether it is like you're dying to repay it. Like I hear that so much. I'm just dying to get over all my debts. I'm just dying to be debt free. I'm just dying to. So all the debts you are choosing because of the debts you had chosen, can you please destroy and uncreate all of that?
Right, wrong, good,
and bad.
Online shows, boys and beyonds.
Yeah, actually there was a reason why I called it ease with money, because very often, and I have been guilty of it as well. Initially, when I would choose a class, I'm going to talk about access classes because that's where what I can refer to. But initially, when I started choosing access classes, even if I have the money for the full payment, if a payment plan was available, I would really opt for it because it was almost like I better have some money saved up. What if there is a requirement to make a payment? How can I just not have any money? Or, okay, it'll be easier if I pay just some right now and some next month and some next month. Even though there was this thing that more will get created next month, but it really did come from that space of, I can't just pay the whole thing because then I'll be left with nothing. And how many of us still do that? Like when we have the money and we still say, I don't have the full money or I don't have the money. And then we create that in our life. And I noticed what that created in my life. And then I was like, okay, this changes now. And not just the inflow began to change because there was less of a funk around the creation and the generation of it. And also there was more sense of peace about, it's okay, even if I use this whole amount, I know I can go out and create some more. So, do you want to talk more about that, Ryan?
Yeah. So, you see, okay, let me give you a little bit of information of how we came up with this title about installment plan at first. So, I noticed that a lot of people, well, it depends on culture. For example, in India, it's not only in India, but India is one of those that I know. Many people, when they choose a class, they ask for installment plan. Yeah. And I always say no. Okay, so if you have been asking one of my hosts or Sangeeta, like, can I do installment plan, and then you get a no, it's from me. Okay, so just for your information. The reason why is it's really a trap. Okay, so let's say you are actually capable of creating a lot more money, but when there is an installment plan, when there is an easier option, So you perceive that as something easier, you will go for that. When you go for that, then you don't aim for creating more. And then guess what happened? With the next class, you will do the same thing again. The next class, you will do the same thing again. And it kind of become a habit. And as what Sangeeta said, even when you have money, you still have the lack of confidence of your ability to create money. You will be like, I better hold on to the money myself. And if I can do installment plan, I will do installment plan. So there are two different situations here. Number one, you really lack of the money, and the installment plan feel like a solution for you, but it actually stops you from creating. Or you just keep doing installment plan and keep reinforcing the fear that you have about you will not be able to create enough next month or in the future. So everything that got brought up, whichever side that you choose, whatever is your personal strategy with installment plan, will please destroy and create it all.
Yes, right, wrong, good,
Right,
bad,
wrong, good,
what,
bad, online short boys and beyonds.
I also wanted to like bring like to everyone's awareness that when you do that, when you are like, oh, I better save this money or I shouldn't spend it all, there are a couple of things you're doing. You're being the energy of lack. So it automatically actually actualizes in your life because there is no peace. And with all the conversations we've been having in the Earth Call and and with Shannon as well, and Ryan and me are very lucky. We've been doing all these calls together, and we've been on so many calls. Like really, what Gary said this time, which just made like it just kind of put the pieces together for me. It's like in so many calls I've heard Shannon say, learn from nature, look to nature. If you're ever confused, look to nature. And this time, the way they said it, I just went ping in my head because they were like, look at the earth, it's constantly generating. And you are like the earth. Everything in your body is made of exactly that. So you are also constantly generating everything, including money. The earth doesn't operate from lack, so why do you? Everything that is, would you be willing to destroy and create it all?
You mean Earth doesn't have installment plan? You
Never.
You mean like the fruit tree never give you fruits on installment? Like you have to.
No, like if it's the season, it's just good. Exactly. Like the fruit is not going to be like, let me just bloom and have like 4 apples because, you know, what if the next season there is like something goes wrong and then I can at least have 4 more apples bloom. So everything that is, everywhere we operate like that, can we please destroy and create all that?
Right, wrong, good, bad. All nice shots, boys and beyonds.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of just opened up my world and I was like, oh my God, everywhere we unconsciously operate from the energy of lack. And look at the words and the language you use when you talk about money. Everywhere you unconsciously, subconsciously operate from lack. Would you be willing to destroy and create all of that?
Right, wrong, good and bad, power and pot, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. So this is where a lot of people, they don't realize. So for them, they are like, oh, I'm just choosing installment plan because that's easier. I mean, for some people, that could be the case. If you don't have lack, that's fine. But I would say at least 99% of people do installment plan with the energy of lack and the worry and so on and so forth. So every time you do installment plan, you are feeding your personal demon. Okay, when I say demon here, I don't mean like a scary creature, but I mean like you have a destructive pattern, let's put it this way. You have a destructive pattern, destructive financial behavior, and you keep feeding it. So how much energy are you using to
create the money you are not choosing?
To grow the demons. No, to feed and grow the
patterns of disharmony.
The demons that stop you from growing. You grow the demon instead of you grow you. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So everything that is times a gazillion will now destroy and create it all.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9, shots, boys, and beyonds. So once more.
So how much energy are you using to feed
the demons
and grow the demons that stop you from growing? So the demons stop you from growing and you grow the demon. What the fuck? Everything that is times a gazillion will now destroy and create it all.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, bad, all nine shots, boys
and beyonds.
Also, like, I really want to like just share something. So when Ryan and me got together and we were like, yeah, let's go facilitate a class, and he was like really clear, and the clarity in his world for no payment plan was such an inspiration for me. And I was like, what would it take for me to have that? And I was like, oh, it's just a choice. So I started making this choice that I am not doing any payment plan. And way before our class actually actualized, I did like a couple of calls and a foundation, and I did not do payment plans. Like if someone said they needed a payment plan, I said no. Initially, I had to pock and pot everything that came up for me. And then once it became really a comfortable place to say no, it was amazing how people still chose the class. Even for our Talk to the Entities, Ryan, actually, mostly people asked for payment plans. And the minute we said no, the next second, everybody made the payment. Even someone who, interesting point of view, I had to do a lot of pocket, but I expected her to not join our class because I was certain that the no would have just pushed her away. It was such a pleasant surprise, and I'm going to say pleasant and surprise, because she just said, okay, can you give me your bank account? I'm just paying it. It was the next morning when I woke up, she had this, because I was just like, I totally get like how empowering it is actually when you don't buy into your participants' limitations.
And you don't feed their demons.
And that you don't feed their demons, because absolutely. And you know, and it was not from a point of view of like, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. It was really like, what would this choice create for you?
Yes.
And are you willing to step up to that choice? It was really from that space. And I really am going to thank you, Ryan, because that opened up a totally whole new world for me. Like ever since our conversation, I have noticed all my classes and everything has had no payment plans, and it's been another level of receiving. And thank you for that. Like totally.
Oh,
yeah.
See, this is how. I mean, if we function from true empowerment, it's not just about solving like the next problem right in front of you. It's about creating a long-term change. Because if we offer you an installment plan, of course, yes, you can join the class easier, but it feeds the demon, okay? So I rather you have a long-term change, you step up, even though you miss this class, that's fine. What's more important, okay?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's how I function.
Like there was, absolutely, and I remember there was this participant who I had said that it's okay if you can't join now, maybe you can join it at another time when money is not an issue. And she totally changed it. She didn't make it an issue and she joined right now. So it's like how many times we actually make an issue out of something that's not an issue because we just have a habit. And India totally, like bargaining in India is, if you can bargain and get a better price, like you're like, dude, you know, like, oh my God, I got it at half price, or I got it at like, like for lesser than what it's being sold at, which is not wrong. If you can get a greater price, of course, and if you can find like great bargains, of course. But what I'm saying is, when it's coming from the point of like, I can create this, it's awesome, and I know that it can come to me easier. Wow. But when you start doing it from like, oh my God, that's so expensive, I'll never spend money like that much for it. I want it, but you know, no, and you start giving yourself the excuses of not enough, you just create more of it.
So, Sangeeta, I would like to...
that brought up,
you
just join and create it all, right, wrong, good, bad, shots, boys and beyonds. Yeah, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
So, I think quite a lot of people that are watching this class right now, or maybe they watch it later on YouTube, I think you do something like a class, okay? Maybe you are BAS facilitators or something, okay? And okay, so I want to go deeper into this subject. If someone asks you for payment plan with the story of they cannot come up with the money, sometimes you will feel like, oh yeah, I should give this person payment plan so that he or she can join my class, so that he or she can get the change. Sometimes that's true. I'm not totally disagreeing with that. But out of kindness, or in the name of kindness, you feed their demon. And very often, you might have the point of view like, but I really need your money, okay? I want you to attend my class so that I can get your money because I lack, and you feed your demon. So you feed demons on both sides. So
Ooh.
And how many demons have you been feeding in the name of kindness?
That's a big one.
The Godzillion will not destroy and credit all.
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good and bad, hot and hot, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
That's a big one. Yeah. Yeah, which is why, like, I would, like, in the description of the class, I also like spoke about, do you love receiving payments in parts? Like, is that something that works for you because you don't want to lose that one participant, or you don't want to lose that money? Because when you do that, you yourself have like an energy of lack, as though if this participant doesn't join you, there won't be any other participant joining you. And it's so interesting that you attract the energy that you be. So and I said, this was so cool. It was such an eye-opening thing for me, and I'm like, again, thank you, Ryan. So yeah, totally.
You're very welcome. Thank you too.
But I'm so glad, like, we're having this conversation, and I wonder, like, so many things must be coming up in everyone's universes. This is not about making you wrong, guys. This is about just making you aware as to how we operate. Like, even if when we say things like, I don't have money, but you have 500 rupees or 500,000 rupiah in your wallet, or any other currency, I'm sorry, I'm just talking about these two currencies, but any other currency, if you have even like some yen, some dollars, anything you have, that's still money. So every time you say, I don't have money, you're actually lying. And you are not acknowledging what you have. So what you don't acknowledge, you can't have more of. So everywhere you have totally implanted yourself and explanted yourself with, I don't have money, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
You are such a good liar.
Right, wrong, good, bad, but all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. And also, like, everywhere then, and this came to me in the morning about something else, but how much do we do this with money as well? Like, we look at it and we're like, oh God, it's not enough, or we lack, or we don't have. And then what you do is you like soften it and you like ice it by saying, but it's okay, you know, I have so much love. But it's okay, I'm not unhappy. But you know what, I'm not uncomfortable. I eat good meals. And you know, it's okay. Like whenever I want to join a class, I manage to create it just at that time. So it's okay if I don't have it right now. How many of us do that? How many of us like create this conflictual universes of, I desire a lot of money, but it's okay if I don't have it because I at least have this. Can we please destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. God, this one makes me laugh so much. Like all the time when we like soften it and we like give up. So everywhere you're defending for and against not having the money, can we please destroy and uncreate that, guys? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock,
all 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
Yeah, awesome. Ooh, I didn't think we were going to get here, but I'm happy.
And guys, please know, I've been there, done that. I was in debt, and I did all this installment plan thing, like with credit card installment plan and so on and so forth. And I couldn't pay it, and then I need to pay more interest, and then I curse myself, I judge myself, I judge the credit card, I judge the bank. I have done all of that, okay? This is the conversation that I wish I had many, many years ago. So that's why we are doing this. So hopefully you get it, or you get it when you get it, whenever, maybe 20 years later.
What Ryan, what you said, like you've done that and been that, of course, so have I done that and been that. And like, I looked at my money graph from the time that I joined Access and I did work on myself. And no doubt it's just been on an up and up and up. But the willingness to have money has been a very recent, choice. So would you like to share a little bit about like the choices you made to get to like, because I know every time I speak to you, like whatever class is going on, you're on it and you're creating and you're traveling. So like from having the debt and from having installment plans and from cursing the banks to here, like what are those choices that you made? I'm being greedy. I'm being one participant as well because I'd like more of that as well. So yeah, would you please share with us?
Well, so you actually talk about it just now. When you say I don't have the money, it's actually a lie. So it's actually you not choosing. Okay, please get this. It's not that you don't have money, it's because you don't choose. So many, many years ago when I had money problem, when I was in debt, I didn't have money for so many things, but I always have money for classes. Okay, I think that's the same for many people. You always say you don't have money, but you keep going to the next class and next class. Did you ever ask yourself, how did you get that money? So it's actually because you chose that class. So choice creates, okay? You chose that class and the money just come and support you to have that. But then the common lie that we all bought into, and I used to buy into is the you think if you don't have money you cannot choose, so you let money to be the reason and justification of why you cannot choose. So everywhere that you let the money you have or don't have to control what you can choose. And it means you can choose almost nothing where you please destroy and credit all.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, talk, online, shots, boys, and beyond. Wow. Yeah.
So I was so much lying to myself many years ago, and I keep creating all this money problem. And finally, I realized I was like, oh yeah, I was just lying to myself. I was such a good liar. And I still am a good liar, okay? Just for your information. And
yeah.
But I no longer lie to myself this way about money. Okay, I create limitation in some other areas. I still do, but money at least, not a problem right now.
Cool.
So
if you don't do this with access classes and you do it with something else, like if there is always money to pay all your bills, but not to choose what will create more for you, can we please destroy and uncreate that? That's a clear indication of what you love. So if you love your bills, you will always have money to pay for it. However, that will only create more bills. And everything that's coming up in your universe right now, can we please destroy and uncreate it all?
Right, wrong, good and bad, talk and part, online, shows, boys and beyonds.
So everywhere you're only willing to create to pay bills, pay debts, not to choose the things that will bring more joy, more expansiveness, and more of you. Can we please destroy and uncreate all of that?
Right, wrong, good and bad, talk and part, online, shows, boys and beyonds.
Yeah. And this is also one thing that I always share, like whenever someone says that, oh my God, but like, that's so much money and I can't choose the class right now, even though I know, like when we ask the question, okay, what will your life look like in 5 years if you choose it and you become more light? And then you ask, what will your life look like in 5 years when you don't choose it and it's dense and yet you don't choose the class? Like, guys, look at it for a minute. Like, what happens to anything that you invest in? And I'm not just talking about monetary expense. Even like if you invest your time in something or you invest your love in something, what happens to those things? They grow. So what will happen if you invest in you? You will grow. Everywhere
instead of the demon growing.
Everywhere you're not willing to have that, can you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, online, shots, boys, and beyond. Awesome. How does it get any better than this? You were saying something, Ryan, sorry.
No, I just said, instead of you grow the demon. So, I mean, it's the same amount of energy. That amount of energy can go to the demon, to grow the demon, or it can grow you and your future. It's just a choice.
It's just a choice. It's just a choice. And don't let it stop you. Like if you've chosen a class and the money has not shown up for whatever reason, it's okay. You don't have to make yourself wrong. You can always choose the class again. You can always make another choice. But you have to look at like, okay, so what's still going on here? How many point of views do I have? How many limitations and lies am I making more real and solid that does not allow me to, this brings to that conversation, right? Creating and having money. Because most people create when they want something, when they require something, when they desire something. But it's not always that the money is lying around, right?
Yep.
Oh, cool. So we can have this conversation as well.
And you also don't create enough to support a greater future. You only create enough for you to survive until the next day. And the next day you go into the same cycle. You struggle for money, with money, and then you create just enough to survive until the next day. So you are everything in a survival mode.
Yes, everything that is, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right,
wrong,
bad,
online, shots, boys and beyonds.
So I love this about Access. They have their classes up a year in advance because they are like looking into the future and creating for the future. But it's also an invitation for us to look into what are the classes that I'd like to choose from here to the next year. And what if you started making a demand to have the money to pay for all these classes now, instead of waiting, instead of the other way around, that I'll choose it when I have the money. So everywhere, like Ryan said, you're waiting to choose something only when you have the money and you made money greater than your choice. Can we please destroy and create all of that?
Right, wrong, good
Right,
and bad,
wrong.
talk and part, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. So this is the conversation that we had last night, remember? We were talking about like, do you pay for classes like 3 months ahead,
Yeah.
6 months ahead?
Absolutely, yeah. Like I was having such an interesting conversation with Ryan. I was like, hey, Ryan, you know, I was genuinely asking him for facilitation. And I was like, hey, Ryan, you know, I still have this thing about choosing everything last minute. Like I missed choosing SOP because it was so freaking last minute that they shut the documents. And even like for COP right now, I've chosen it, yes. And a little better because I did my payment one day in advance instead of last minute. And I was like, what the hell is this about? Like choosing last minute. So there were a couple of gems that he gave me. One was willing to have the awareness of like much into the future and receiving the whispers. And secondly, being willing to choose it, like, you know, and also like what it brought for me, you know, Ryan, was also like, how much am I always trying to prove that I am magic because I don't believe I'm magic by choosing it last minute and then having the, you know, creating the money last minute and generating the money last minute so that I can continuously prove to myself that, see, I'm magic, that I'm such a great creator. Like, what if you trusted you and you were like, of course I am. Like, there's no two ways about it. And what if you like were willing to include the future, trust yourself, see the gift you are, believe in that gift, and then chose and also be willing to pay much in advance. Like, what a freaking, that's like such a non-reality. Like, people want to take payment plans, but what if you were the anomaly that paid way in advance? And everything that doesn't allow that, can you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, talk,
online, shorts, boys and beyonds.
So beyond this reality, right? To just like have all your payments paid like 6 months in advance, 1 year in advance, and you just walk into that class so comfortable, knowing that, oh, whatever else is getting created, you can always like choose something else, do something else with it. And like, it's the willingness to have that money. It's the willingness to listen to the whispers, which I thought was freaking brilliant. Like, yeah, I guess you get it when you get it, right?
Yes, you get it when you get it. You might need to listen to this like 200 times.
How does it get any better than this? Yeah, but I don't know about everybody else, but I'm definitely choosing to be the anomaly of being one of those people that like have paid way in advance instead of waiting to pay in like payment plans and creating last minute. That's changing. That's for sure.
You see, I just want to make a joke. I was like, what if you let your demon go starving? You're like, demon, no food for you. You have been too fat, so I'm not growing. I'm not feeding you anymore.
Oh wow! So all the demons of limitations that we've been fattening with the lack we've been choosing, can we please revoke, recount, rescind, reclaim, renounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that?
Right, wrong, good and
right
bad,
and wrong, good and bad,
online,
shorts, boys and beyonds. Freak. So all the demons that you've been fattening with the lies and limitations that you've been choosing and actually starving you. Can you please destroy? Starving you from that choice, starving you from that class, starving you from having that BMW, starving you from, oh my freaking God, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Right, wrong, good and bad,
online,
shorts, boys and beyonds.
Shorts, boys and beyonds.
So you mean they don't just feed their demon, they have been overfeeding the demons?
Totally. It's like the new pandemic is the obese demons on this planet.
Maybe we can try like what energy are you using to create the fat demons in your life? Are you choosing? No, I'm kidding. Okay.
No, maybe you and I can start a slimming center for the demons.
Yeah. So that's a good idea.
How does it get any better?
All right.
Awesome. How does it get any better than this?
So just now, we talk about like signing up for a class and paying it upfront. I do that a lot. Okay, I pay for classes maybe 1 year before, and people always judge me. There are so many people judging me. Like, why would you do this? Are you crazy? I said, yes, I'm crazy. So, one thing is because of the commitment. I know I'm definitely going. A lot of people, they are not willing to have this level of commitment. They want to have the freedom, like, yeah, maybe the last day I suddenly don't feel like going, then I can just cancel. But if I have paid, I cannot cancel. Okay, so
no. So everything that is, can we please destroy and untrade it all?
Right, wrong, good and bad, talk about online shorts, boys and beyonds.
Everywhere we look at investments as stuck money, can we please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong,
good and bad, talking about online shorts, boys and beyonds.
Because because it's not even true. If you don't choose it the last minute, that money can actually be transferred to any other class that you want to do. It can always be a credit with, at least with Access, it's that. So everywhere you made, and all the lies you've bought from this reality about investments being money that's stuck, capital that's stuck, can we please destroy and uncreate all of that?
Right, wrong, good and bad, talking about online shorts, boys and beyonds.
And also everywhere you've decided that investment means that that money has to grow, and not the fact that you can have that growth from anywhere and that expansion from anywhere. It could also mean just you growing or something else in your life growing. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Right, wrong, good and bad, talking about online shorts, boys and beyonds. Slay your fat demons, slay your fat demons.
We're all about the demons today. Blame it on the Talk to the Entities class.
I'm very clear. I'm not talking about the demon like in the Talk to the Entities class, but this demon is more like an analogy, a metaphor. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also like based on the fact that it is a self-judgment. It is a lack. It is a limitation, right? It is therefore a demon.
So the first reason I paid upfront is because of the commitment. And the second reason is because of I would love to receive more. Okay. I did that with some classes. So for example, now we are in 2020. Let's say I know that I'm definitely going to a class in 2021. But unfortunately, now we don't have, okay, I'm making it up. But when I chose that class, but I don't just choose like in my mind, but I actually commit to it and I sign up and I make payment. I start to receive from that class 1 year before. Okay, the price will always be the same. Whether you sign up now or you sign up like 1 year later, it's still the same. With that same amount, why not you receive more starting from today? So it's about like, so a lot of us, even though we get the idea of receiving after we have done some access classes, but we, at the same time, with so much insanity and so many fat demons, we avoid receiving. Okay, so I have slayed that demon. So I paid my class upfront, and I could sense like the class contribute energy to me, like woo, and my whole world changed, and I start creating more.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So, and you know, Ryan, I experienced that firsthand. Recently, I joined Kalpana's class. She was doing a special class on body and weight. I was so freaking cool. I paid way in advance. And like one morning I woke up and I was just freaking feeling like so fat and so ugly, and I was like, what the hell? And I wanted to do that thing, sugar coating thing, that, oh no, my face must be puffed up because I didn't sleep well, blah 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 blah. Okay, it's okay, it's good, we'd all been cooped up, and I was doing all the defending for and against, and then it just dawned. I said, oh wait, has the class started for me already? I was such a big yes, and when I was willing to look at it, the things that I uncovered was insane. I mean, I've been working on this for years, and then it was like, whoosh. So I messaged her and I said, oh wait, this came up. And she's like, congratulations, you've been receiving the class way before the class. And I was like, oh God, that lightened up so much. So thank you again for that piece of the willingness to begin receiving, because the minute that class is put up, it's already there in the universe and the energy is already there. And when we are willing to like make that choice and commit to it, you begin experiencing the changes so much more, and you begin to receive the changes like so well in advance, and like freak. I mean, like that's stepping up to another level, again, beyond this reality. Awesome. How does it get any better than this, and what else is awesome? And guys, we're not taught this, so none of us know this, but now with this conversation, like if any part of this conversation like is creating pings for you, I wonder what choices you can make today. And yes, like I promise you, Ryan and me have been there, done that. I'm still doing that at some level. It's not like it may change overnight and it may not, but the idea is not to make yourself wrong. It's to just continuously make the choice to just have more, choose more, have more, choose more. And at the end of it, it's all about the willingness to receive more. Like everywhere you're not willing to receive more, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that?
Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Wow. We do have a couple of questions on the chat, Ryan. Do you want to take those up?
Yeah, I'm going to take, and just want to add one more thing. So all of you, if you have the thought, like we are telling you this so that you can, so because we want your money, we want you to pay upfront, everything that is times a gazillion, we will now please destroy and create it all. Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
We would have made this call chargeable then, for sure. I think there are gems worth like amazing amount of money that we've spoken about in this class. This class would have been, I mean, this Zoom call would have been chargeable. But really, what we noticed was like, oh my God, like if we can change it, I'm sure like everyone can change it if they choose it. And so we wanted to talk about it. Like, but like, and thank you for being on and receiving us. Like, really, thank you. You guys are really brave. Like, seriously. And like willing to look at, if you're on this call, you're willing to look at, okay, where am I doing that? Okay, what am I doing with my money? Okay, what am I doing with my finances? And cool, you can take whatever tool sinks to you right now, start there and then see where it can, what can change for you.
Okay, so I'm going to take some questions, and Sangeeta, this is where we play the good cop, bad cop.
Done. Always ready.
Okay, so I'm going from bottom. So first question, if we feed the demon, is it misunderstanding of light and heavy? Go ahead, Sangeeta.
Well, every time when you, so when you say I don't have money, or when you say, oh, I can't choose this class because blah, 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 does that make you feel lighter or does that make you feel heavier?
And every time you say, I cannot sense light and heavy, I don't sense lightness, I don't sense heaviness, is that making you heavier? Is that making your demon even heavier? You see, your demon get heavier, so it's getting fatter.
So yeah, if it's heavy, it's a lie. So all the lies all the lies that you've been telling yourself, all the limitations you've been buying and the lies you've been buying that are creating the intensity and the density in your life, would you be willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that now?
Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Yeah.
So
like how many of us, no, and also how many, sorry Ryan, I just wanted to complete this, like how many of us will like not choose the lightness because we've made the lie more valuable and real and solid. Like you've just already concluded, even before you ask the question, what will this create in my life? You've already concluded, but I don't have the money for it. But this is too expensive for me. But that's too much money to invest right now. I can't choose it right now. Or I'll only choose it if the person is willing to give me a payment plan or an installment plan. So, everything that is, can we please destroy and uncreate? Right, wrong, good,
right, wrong, good and bad, Papa, nice, just boys and beyond. So just want to like make it again clear to you. The demon here could be, it's an analogy for any problems that you keep reinforcing. Okay, so if you have problem with awareness, with light and heavy, with money, with debt, with relationship, those are your personal demon. Okay, so next question. Can you speak a bit on point of view of having enough money, not choosing more money seems effort? I don't really understand this question.
So I know her. I think what she's trying to say is that she thinks she has enough money, so she never chooses more.
Oh.
So you want to take that? Because I'd love for the bad cop to step in.
Well, I'm not being bad, apparently, so.
Well, you know, you can be bad cop to Hema. She kind of deserves it. She's one of those girls who deserves this pancake. Everything that brought up, can we please destroy and uncreate all? I know Hema's going to kill me after the call.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So this is where you are not looking at expanding your life. This is, again, just now talk about the survival pattern. You are only aiming at surviving. Okay, you need to look at this. If you have more money, let's say 10 times more, can you contribute more to this world? Yes, you can. If you have 100 times more, can you contribute more to this world? Yes, you can. But you not choosing to have more money, this is a selfish act. Okay? You think money is just about you? No, fucking wrong. You have more money, it's not just your life gets better. People around you and the whole world have a chance of getting better. So stop being selfish. And what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about surviving, about only surviving, that keeps you from thriving? Everything that is. Will you please describe and create it all?
Wrong, good, bad. Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, but pop, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
Okay, so next question. Will your classes bring joy worthier than money? I will let you take this.
Of course not. We just want your money. Who cares about your joy?
Yes. Who cares
Everything
about your joy?
that is right, wrong, good, bad, but fuck, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Joy and happiness is a choice. It is really a choice. It's the side effect of consciousness. When you choose a class, what are you choosing the class for? To be more conscious. When you choose consciousness, joy is already there. You just then can choose. I had such an interesting conversation. I know Ryan was there as well with Shannon on the recent call, where she said that, like, would you choose pain? Like, we all have a tendency to choose pain in our life because it has some value. But once you get, like, when you become clear about, that's not creating more in my life, would you continue to choose that? It's like, I give this analogy in my class all the time. If you're walking from point A to point B and you have a thorn that enters your foot, would you continue walking, or would you sit down and take it out, nurse it, and then when it's feeling better, would you continue walking? If you continue walking with that thorn in your foot, you totally love the pain, right? Like, why would you? It's a choice you have to make. So if you are choosing pain, like, what's the value? And if you're choosing a class and it's light, then guess what? It's going to create more of that. Right? But if you choose a class thinking that Ryan and me are going to be bringing that joy for you, it's already a lost cause. No one can give you that joy and happiness until you choose it. We can pocket pod you to heaven and back, but if you don't choose it, it's not going to happen. It's a choice you have to make. You have to decide, I'm going to pull this thorn out. I'm going to take it out. And I'm not going to walk with that pain anymore. And I'm going to start choosing pleasure, joy, happiness. It is just a choice. And it's not wrong. If you've been choosing pain till now, it has worked for you. If it stopped working, now you can choose something else.
So,
yeah.
I don't have anything to add. Yeah.
Oh my God, I did brilliantly. Yay. How does it get any better than this? What else is possible? So guys, seriously, everywhere pain, intensity, density, lack has value in your life. And if that's one of the ways you feel like you exist, you're human, you belong, you fit in this reality, can we please destroy and uncreate?
Right, wrong, good and bad, punk and pot, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
Are you willing to be the weirdos who always have way too much money? Are you willing to be the weirdos who can always choose anything because you just can? No other reason. Because it's fun, because you can.
Yeah.
Everything that doesn't allow that, can we please destroy and uncreate it?
Right, wrong, good and bad, punk and pot, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Anita has a question about entity or demon, but I don't think I want to go into that topic because entity and
you'll have to come to our class for that, right?
That will be a completely different conversation than the demon as a metaphor we are talking right now.
Absolutely, we're just using demon as a metaphor because the job of a demon is to keep you unconscious and anti-conscious, and every time you choose lie, you are doing that to yourself. So everything that brought up, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right,
wrong, good and bad, punk and pot, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. And by the way, thank you for that question. Maybe in the future, if Sangeeta and I do another call about entity, maybe we will talk about that.
Yeah, or you can just come to our class.
Yes, yes. No, you are being too nice. I want to say, or you can just get your ass to a class. Okay, that's it. So,
awesome.
Next question. Can you do the demon clearing again for not creating money? I don't remember which one, unfortunately.
The one that you said about fattening the demons.
That's from you. I don't
Ooh.
I don't remember.
Ooh, man, I don't remember it either. It's there in the recording. You'll get the recording of this call, guys, because
Yes.
we're planning not to charge for the recording. I wonder why, but we're not charging for the recording. You all guys are going to get the recording so you can hear it, listen to this again, okay?
Okay.
Cool.
So, and she said, I just have enough. So I talked about that just now. That's the survival mode. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So we
it's
can do
only-
that. We can do
it's
that
also-
clearing once more, Ryan, because I think it's pretty rampant, you know.
Yeah.
Everywhere you're only willing to
Surviving.
survive and not thrive. Everywhere you made surviving more important, more vital, more real than thriving. Can you please destroy and uncreate it?
Right, wrong, good and bad, Talk and Pod, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. And if you are surviving, you are not preparing for the future. Look at the situation right now, this pandemic thing. It puts so many people in fear and panic.
And out of jobs and with no money
Yes.
and starving as well.
Because they are not prepared for the future. Okay, they live a
Absolutely.
life of only surviving. And I think the term is hand-to-mouth reality. So once you have money, you feed you, and then that's it. And then you go grab another piece of meat, okay, or some your next food. So, what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about only surviving that keeps you from thriving, that keeps you from contributing to the whole world?
Everything that is,
Everything.
can we please destroy and uncreate it all?
Right, wrong, good and bad, Talk and Pod, or 9 Shots, Boys and Beyonds.
I want to add something to that. I just want to like share with you guys that this reality mostly operates from lack. So we've also learned lack from people we grew up with, the society, the culture, or like our parents. We learned that survival mode by watching how people around us are with money, right? So it's like one of the tools that you can begin to use from here on is, okay, wait, you know, everywhere I am doing this reality with money, I destroy and uncreate it all. What is my reality with money? And we talk a lot about thriving, but none of us have really known what it is. So it's okay to also ask, hey, universe, if I was thriving or I was choosing the energy of thrival, what would that be like? Because it's going to be different for everybody, right? And it's not a wrongness to not want to contribute. The fact is, when you don't have enough, how can you give to anybody? So if you're choosing hand to mouth, how the hell are you going to contribute to anybody? But the willingness, and I know if you're here and you're a humanoid, I know that to be a contribution is one of the greatest joys a humanoid has. So if you are choosing to be a contribution, money is one thing through which in this reality that becomes possible and easy. So you have to look at how much discomfort do I have when I have too much money? What have I decided it will be if I have too much money? Because we have all these twisted point of views. You've got to have, and that's like a bigger conversation, and you know, we can take that in. I have Ryan and me are going to do some workshops. I have a how to become money workbook coming up, and there are so many facilitators doing so many money calls. Please get yourself to that, or get some recordings or something if you're really interested in changing this, because you've got to look at what your relationship with money is. And like, where did you learn that from? And what would you really like it to be? And yeah, everything that brought up or let down, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong with that, but what online shots, boys and girls.
Cool. Oh, by the way, I have a money class upcoming next month. Just want to sell you something. It's called Being You, Creating Money. Okay, you have the book.
Oh, by the
Being
way,
You, Changing the World.
Yeah. And by the way, the Being You series are amazing. And you've heard Ryan speak. So him and money, I'm on it for sure, Ryan.
It's on
everyone.
May 16 online. Being You, Creating Money.
Awesome.
Not Being You, Working Hard for Money. Okay.
Would you please also like get Fenna or someone to share the link right now if you have something ready, so that everyone can start choosing for the future, or at least we can share it whenever you like. If you can do this, like I'll share it in my groups. And
I don't have that link yet. I told Fenna to work on that 2 days ago, but she ignored me, unfortunately. So
you're gonna have to be a bad cop to Fenna. I get now who needs the spanking along with Hema. It's Fenna.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome. Cool, guys.
Okay.
This is
Next
so
question.
cool. Yeah.
We have 2 more questions. Do you want?
Yeah.
Shall I go? Okay, so
yeah, you can go.
Well, actually, we have 3. The first one is if we feel really excited to join the class, is that also means that it's light? Yeah, very likely. And second question. Okay, so this is a longer one. If we take the installment plan to purchase something, for example, a class, and after that class, I feel like I'm not going to revise the class I just attended. It means you're not going to listen to the recording. Okay. Is that means I haven't finished paying off that class, so that I'm not willing to revise the class. Well, see, this is a problem with installment plan. Before you paid it off, for most people, because of you haven't paid for it, you don't value it. See, if someone gives you something,
or you think you can't receive from it.
Yeah. So if someone gives you something for free, like if we go online, you find so many free ebooks, you download 1,000 of them. How many have you read? None.
Barely, none. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So people that offer you installment plans, I don't mean everyone, but in many situations, they want your money, and you sense that as well. And you're not committed to the change as well. That could be some of the reasons. So, yeah. So next time, commit to it. That's it. Okay, next question. So actually, I'm driving, but I want to create like Uncle Scrooge. Or is that from the cartoon character, right? I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a basement full of cash. What energy can I be? Let me tell you what. You say the word once. I want to create like Uncle Scrooge. Once means, Sangeeta, once mean what?
Once.
Once
means once.
Once
but
means,
you know, Uncle Scrooge, want means, yes. It means lack. So every time you say want, all you're saying is that I lack that money. But I also want to point out here, Uncle Scrooge was a miser. He hated spending money. He hated, like, he was a miser. He wouldn't give anybody money. And if someone took any money from him, his whole world would fall apart. But look at the energy of that. Is that really fun? And money is energy. Can you really contain energy? The only job of money is to change realities and create more money. So hoarding it does not create any of that. Can you get the energy of hoarding and get the energy of creating and generating? You want to talk to your money. Whatever, if you have lots of money, talk to your money. Tell it to make babies. Tell it to show you where you need to put it so that more of it can get generated. Like, okay, what would it take for this to like double, triple? Money is just energy. Be willing to talk to it. What is that? Uncle Scrooge, yeah, he was miserable. You don't want to be Uncle Scrooge. He was miserable. All he wanted was like, do you notice when you watch Uncle Scrooge, like he is all the time, his whole energy is going into, how do I protect my money? How do I protect my money? So no one can take it. I can't sleep. I have to sleep. I have to keep checking on my money. There should be more there. That's not fun. Is that fun? That's still the energy of lack.
I haven't watched that, but just perceive the
Look
energy,
at that.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, see, it's totally being controlled by money. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to watch this later. I'm going to find it on YouTube.
I have a great idea. Watch Uncle Scrooge and get your bars run. Please.
Oh.
That will begin to undo a lot of point of views that you have. And everywhere you use lack as the motivation to have more, can we please destroy and uncreate that?
Right, wrong, good and bad, part and part, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
If you come from lack, you will only create more of lack, no matter how much money you have. Like you started by saying, I am thriving, but. So now what's real for you is everything you said after the but, not I am thriving. That's not your reality. So everything that is, can we please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, bad, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Awesome.
Oh.
Ooh, we have one more question.
What's the last question?
There is. I love what you opened up for me today. How would you address the issue where people actually do not have the money and the only way for them to attend a class or attain anything else is to pay in installments? How can we address that?
You guess what? After listening to us for 1 hour, you still have this. I don't know what you have been listening for the last 1 hour. Okay, so
you really triggered the bad cop, really.
You insist on your problem. Your problem is way more valuable to you than possibilities. Okay. So, see, I cannot really be bad today. I just be a little bit more intense. That's it.
What was it? Was it something you ate last night, Ryan?
my demon won't allow me to be bad.
Oh no, I think I'm having an effect on you.
All right, so
you know, in the face of kindness, demons cannot exist.
To be the Uncle Scrooge of my life, everything.
Ooh, she's already started clearing everywhere. She's the Uncle Scrooge in her life. How does it get any better than this, Rita? Go for it. Okay, let's clear that shit. How does it get any better than this? You're welcome, honey. You're welcome.
Okay, this is quite. I mean, Uncle Scrooge is of course just a metaphor as an example, but in our life there are so many rich people that are like Uncle Scrooge, and when you don't have money, you will always look at those people like, wow, they are so valuable, I wish I can be like them. But you know that's not your reality. So stop seeing those things as more valuable. You can choose to have money, it's always a choice, but please know those people that have an Uncle Scrooge reality, that's not the reality you want, okay? So everywhere that, because of you come from lack and you wish you have an Uncle Scrooge reality, will you please destroy and create it all?
Thank you.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, online shorts for SMEs, you are very welcome.
How does it get any better than this? Okay, Rohini, first and foremost, I know that Ryan said that you've listened to the whole call, and if you still have this point of view, we don't know what you're listening to. It was not really to dismiss you. Please listen to this call again so that it opens up even more space. If it's opened up a little space, it's going to open more. Now the thing is, are you going to choose to stop buying the lies of this reality? And also, like, everywhere you have decided that you don't have the money, can you first destroy and uncreate it? And also everywhere you've decided what you need to do to have that money, could you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POC, all 9 shots, boys and girls. I do want to share a story. I have a friend who told me this story about her friend, but I found it so inspiring. There's a friend, this girl has like a factory with like 50 people, and she does garments. And when the coronavirus lockdown was announced, she had to shut down a company, not a company, but she had to shut down her factory but still pay all her people the salary, and there was no work, and she still had to pay the rent, which was a large amount. And so what she did was, she never bought into the drama and trauma. She just went like, okay, cool, doesn't matter. What else is possible? And she kept asking that question. What she would do is, she would clean up her whole house, cook all the meals and everything. And then afternoon, she would just take her bag and go to her factory, because it was right next door to her house. She would just go there and sit in her factory and talk to her factory and say, okay, what else is possible here? You show me what else is possible here. I'm not buying into this that we're just shut down like that. Great, whatever you require. And she just had this little conversation. And she started she used the fabric to make like pretty masks for the cops and for the medical people and for all those people who have the workers who still are outside, like people who are like, still delivering essentials and all. And then they started, because she made those masks for them, they demanded for full body suits. So she took out another bunch of fabric and made full body suit. And now recently when my friend spoke to her, she said, I don't have enough material, but I have so much order. I don't know what to do. So nothing stopped her. Like, what if you were not willing to buy into the lies of even something as like coronavirus, or like that there is no business, there is no, like, for me, this is the first time actually I've been having conversations with my husband and asking him, what else is possible for you that you've not seen, like, because you've decided you're just a business owner and this is the only business you can do. What else is required? Now his business is closed and it's like a retail store. So that, and we don't do essential items, we do luxury items, which is going to be the last thing on people's mind right now. So he's like, even when this thing gets off, how long is it going to take me to? And I'm like, and for the first time, he's been willing to ask, I wonder what else is possible. What else can I do? What else can I create? And that is like a gift. Because imagine, I've been married to this man for 20 years and we started the business together. So for 20 years, he's not been willing to look at anything else. This was it. This was like the big conclusion in his life. And now the gift of Corona is he's actually willing to go like, I wonder what gift I have. I wonder what else is possible. And he's been so calm. Like, it's been awesome. It's been so freaking cool. So everywhere you're just like buying the lies, feeding your demons, not willing to look beyond it, not willing to ask another question. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate?
Absolutely.
Right, wrong, good and bad,
Right, wrong, good, bad,
online
pop,
shots,
online
boys,
shots,
and
boys, and girls. These are conclusions, right? Like, I don't have. I have to pay installment. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate?
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
wrong, good, bad, pop, online shots, boys, and girls. And
Thank you
for that
so
question.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sanji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, guys. You're so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I think we did a terrible job today.
We did
People
a
are
very,
so grateful.
we did
So-
terrible job. Oh my God, when people thank you like this, terrible. We do have one more question. Do you want to take it, Ryan, or should we sign off? Like, I know people are already getting off.
No,
Yeah.
take it.
Your choice.
Or should it
your
be?
choice,
Or
Sangeeta.
should it be part 2?
Sangeeta, your choice.
I think it should be part 2.
All right.
All right, guys. See you. Thank you. I'm sorry if we didn't get to your question. Just listen to this call again, and I'm sure you'll find the gems that you require in it. Okay. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
us,
much.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Sangeeta.
And thank you, Sangeeta.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
How's it?